So what I'm hearing there, and when you work on these tracks, you really kind of want to listen and try different things.
Yeah.
Listen to the instruments and see, what, okay, maybe if I did this, let me try this. Bass drum's doing this. Now, we have that dum, 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 right?
Yeah.
So,
But you were playing it different than what I thought. I was thinking, but it sounded like you were playing.
that was my next point.
Yeah.
What we do with the harmony there. Because if we go bum, bum, that and note is still in the C chord. I mean, it's still part of the C part of the sound.
Yeah, 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
That 5 needs to be on the bum, bum, 1 and 2 and 3. Right?
Yeah.
It needs to be right on that 3. So if I preempt it by the and to 2, it kind of takes its spark out. It doesn't work as well. Which is interesting because when you think about the difference an eighth note can make, it's actually better not to do it at all than to actually do it. That just doesn't work. So
Yeah,
if you go bum, dum, bum, bum. See, the bass doesn't have to follow the bass drum on everything.
Yeah.
So you could do one take of this and just do, that all the way through. Or you could go. Now that sounds a little bit redundant when you kind of do it like that and by itself. And when I was doing it with the track, there was a part of me that was saying it almost seemed like it was too much.
Yeah.
But it also seemed like if I did it once in a while, it may not work either.
Yeah.
But then again, it depending on how you did it and how much you put into it would determine how much, you could do that and it would actually enhance and be good for the track as opposed to being distracting in some way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is that even something as simple as one little eighth note can really cause you, to sit down and think. Because, depending on how you use that eighth note, it could really make or break that particular approach to the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I find that kind of stuff very interesting. How one little thing can just be a deal breaker like that.
Yeah.
Which again leads you to think, so, okay, well, if I'm doing bass lines, I really need to really consider every note and really think about what everything is doing and how the song is reacting to it.
Yeah.
So what this, again, teaches you is to listen deeper into the song.
Yeah.
Which is really part of the reason for doing these band in the pocket things. I've said, okay, well, we're creating a recording scenario, like something you might do in a studio, but it's also a listening exercise. Say, hey, listen to that. This, this doesn't work there. That one little thing, and really get into it and figure it out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what's really important here. So basically what I've gotten from this thing with the bass drum is we could first of all do it. We kind of got 3 ways we could go here. The first is going to be not to do it at all.
Yeah.
Second is going to be able to do it sometimes. Now, how frequently, that remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, the jury's kind of out on that one to, whether it would actually really work at all or, where we'd actually put it to make it, work, or if it doesn't really matter, if we just make sure we're locked rhythmically and it grooves good, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Then the third thing is to do it all the time. But if we do it all the time, we need to make sure that we go 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5 of each chord, not 1, 5, 5.
Yeah.
Now we also have note durational aspects to consider.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically, they're not going to be. It's not going to be, or something real short or something like that, obviously would not make sense to do. But the kind of space that you give the notes, though. See, I'm putting a little breath before that eighth note. Da, 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 as opposed to da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like that better too.
Generally, strategic space adds funkiness
Yeah.
to it. But then again, I've done tracks to where smoothing it out actually works better too. But the main thing about any kind of durational thing that you do is the consistency of it. That's what's really important, that you make sure you do it all the time, or at least phrase it the same way all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So in a simple little 1/5 pattern like this, all of a sudden you got all these questions. If you start digging into it, it becomes wow.